Welcome back to the Bad Influence Podcast, where we keep it raw and real. Today, we're diving into something that hits home for so many of us. A lot of people have gone through something or are going through something, right? So I'm talking about trauma. Because it's easy to say move on or get over it, but when you're in the thick of it, when you're in the middle of a storm, overcoming trauma can feel fucking impossible. Oh, I know all about this. Everybody says like, oh my gosh, move on. Just get over it. But it's not as easy as it seems. And it's not that easy to just get up and move on. So, I have a question for you. How do you transform that pain into power? This is something that I have learned in the last 10 years. So stick with me, because we're about to get into the nitty-gritty of healing and growing stronger than ever before. I have said this before in previous episodes, and I'm going to say it again. We're so close to 2025. We're just a few months away. So I honestly think that it's time to overcome trauma. Don't you think? So, think about the last time someone told you to just let it go. Did that fucking help? Probably not, right? I know I'm right. Because a lot of people say that to me and it didn't fucking help. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here to tell you. That shit doesn't work. That cliche advice that everybody gives doesn't fucking work. And I'm here to tell you that it doesn't fucking work because it didn't help me. And I know a lot of people that have been told shit like this, like, oh, just move on, get up, just walk away from the problem and shit like that. It doesn't work. So I'm here to provide real, actionable steps to face and conquer your trauma, just like I did mine. But here's the truth about trauma. Trauma itself isn't just a bad memory, like a lot of people say, because I have heard this on social media. It's a heavy burden that can affect every aspect of your life, your relationships, your work, and even your sense of self. It changes the way you see yourself. The real issue is that society often minimizes trauma, making it harder for those affected to seek and receive the help they need. I mean, it happens a lot when there's assault. Oh, you are okay. Yeah, you got beat up or this happened to you, but you're okay. Yeah, outside, like my body may look okay. But my emotions, my feelings, everything inside is like a fucking storm. Like my brain is a fucking storm. That's what happens when you get abused. That's what happens when something traumatic happens and there's no like physical scars. But here's the thing. One of the things that I have noticed in the last 10 years is that many of you carry trauma from childhood, relationships, or even life-changing events. Even a life-changing event can give you trauma, and you may not realize it until years later, sometimes even decades later, when all of a sudden you remember something about that event and you're like, oh shit. But one of the things that people do is that they just try to move on. We just try to move on, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we've all been through something, and the last 8 years have been the worst 8 years that we have ever seen. And the weight of these experiences can be paralyzing. You don't know what to do. It leaves you stuck in a cycle of pain and self-doubt. But here's the thing. Trauma doesn't just disappear with time. Don't let those gurus convince you of that, because it doesn't. It honestly doesn't. It's not something that just because you don't pay attention, it will go away. It requires active effort, and sometimes a complete overhaul of how you approach your life. Sometimes you have to learn things about yourself. Sometimes you have to literally let go of things about yourself. Because ignoring trauma doesn't make it go away. In fact, it often amplifies it. It causes a deeper emotional scar. It's like having the knife is still stuck in the wound, and instead of like pulling it out, you're pushing it back in. Even deeper and deeper, and that's why it hurts even more. The more you avoid confronting your pain, the more control it has over you. The key is not to push it down, but to address it head on. It's easier said than done, I know, right? It's like, I know. I can tell you, oh, just fight it, just confront it, face it head on, all of this. And yes, it sounds easier, but it's not. But it's something that it's necessary for true healing. That's one of the things that I haven't heard in years on social media. I used to hear this all the time, and all of a sudden it went away. So let me share a personal story. A few years ago, when I was at a low point in my life, I had experienced a significant loss. The emotional fallout was devastating. It even brought up trauma that wasn't related to the loss that I had at that moment. I felt lost, angry, and overwhelmed. The trauma consumed me, affecting my relationships and my work. My life was a mess. So for months, I tried to ignore it, hoping the pain will fucking fade, disappear, go away, whatever. I was just hoping for it. But it didn't. It was always there, lurking in the background, influencing my every decision. But one day, I realized I couldn't keep living like this. I needed to face my fucking trauma and find a way to heal. Not just for me, but I also needed to help my wife. So what I did, and you can do it however you want, but I started by seeking professional help. Therapy was a game changer for me. It helped me a lot. It provided me a safe space to explore my emotions and understand the root of my pain. It wasn't an easy process. It was scary. There were days when I wanted to give up. Oh yeah, there were days that I was like, I don't want to go anymore. Like, this is hard. Like, because all of this shit kept coming back to the surface, and I was like, I don't want to deal with that. But I pushed through, knowing that healing was possible, because it is. And I know some people might say, I don't need healing. I don't need help. I don't need anything like that, Jordan, just like I did for years. I hear it a lot from friends and people that I know. They're like, I don't need that. But if you can do it on your own, congratulations. You're a different kind of animal. It's like, you should literally pat yourself in the back if you don't need help to figure out your trauma and overcome it. I know people that have done it, but I couldn't. I'm not that kind of animal. And if you need help, it's okay to ask for help. And if you can't do it on your own, then do something about it. Figure out what you need. Figure out if you need to go to a therapist, if you need to journal. There's so many things that can help you. And here's the best part about this healing process, or this healing journey, whatever you want to call it. Nobody needs to know that you got the help you needed. Nobody needs to know that you're working on yourself. Nobody needs to know. Just let them ask you how you did. Once they see the changes that you're making, once they see that your life is changing, let them ask you, hey, how did you change your life? That's the best reward, because it's like, damn, people know this, right? And sometimes you don't even expect it. Now, by doing this, slowly but surely, I began to reclaim my life. I learned to set boundaries, practice self-care, and prioritize my mental health. The journey was long and challenging, but it was fucking worth it because today I'm stronger, more resilient, and better equipped to handle anything life throws my way. And if I can do it, so can you. So, how do you start the healing process? If, in case you're wondering, right? First, acknowledge your trauma. I know, it's hard. But denial only prolongs the pain. Recognize that what you went through was real and that your emotions are valid. This is the first crucial step towards healing. Next, seek support. This could be from a therapist, a support group, or trusted friends and family. Professional help is often necessary because trained therapists can provide you the tools and techniques needed to process and overcome trauma. That's what it did for me because, again, I grew up with no adult supervision. There were no adults in my life that could have guided me through this. So I needed someone to guide me through it. Another thing is that self-care is vital. Engage in activities that promote well-being and relaxation. Exercise, meditation, and journaling can help you manage your stress and provide a sense of control. Remember, healing isn't just about addressing the trauma itself, but also about nurturing your overall mental health. You have to nurture your own mental health. And finally, be patient with yourself. Healing is not fucking linear. There will be setbacks, and that's okay. That is totally fine. Progress is progress no matter how small. Celebrate your victories and learn from your challenges because over time, you'll find that the pain lessens and your resilience grows by a lot. It grows tenfold sometimes. And you're like, damn, I'm a different animal now. I'm a different person. Like, I like this. Believe me, that's pretty much what has happened with me. And I know it can happen to you. But you have to do the work, though. And you might be thinking, this all sounds great, which it does. But I don't know if I have the strength to do it. This is something that a lot of people tell me. But trust me, you do. You all have an inner strength that surfaces when you need it the most. When you need that strength, it will come back to the surface. And you're going to feel it. And you're going to be like, damn, I do have that strength. Damn, I can do this. The key is to tap into it and use it to propel yourself forward. A lot of people use that energy to fight others. A lot of people use that energy to literally complain more, to find negative shit in their lives. So they're using that energy the wrong way. And you can use it the right way. Because you have to think of trauma as a wound. Just like physical wounds, emotional wounds need care and attention to heal. Yes, they do. And fucking ignoring them can lead to infection and further complications. Addressing them head on, however, can lead to recovery and even growth. It's a scar that will close. You will look at the scar and be like, this scar represents something in my life that made me stronger. That's how I see mine. That's how I see mine. And you can do the same thing. You can do something similar. And remember, you're not alone. Because by sharing your story and seeking help, you're not only healing yourself, but also inspiring others to do the same. Your journey can be a beacon of hope for someone else. You don't have to just do it for yourself. You can do it for your wife, your kids, whatever. I have mentioned this before that because of me starting this journey of healing, my wife started doing her own journey. And I see her getting better. Obviously, there's going to be setbacks. There's always going to be setbacks. But she started to do it on her own as well. So take it from someone who's been there. The road to recovery is tough. but it's also incredibly rewarding. Each step you take towards healing is a step towards a brighter, more fulfilling future. Don't let trauma define you. Let it be the catalyst for your transformation. So let me give you some actionable steps. These steps are actually going to help you a lot, just like they did for me. First, create a support system. Identify people who you trust, who can provide you with emotional support and encouragement. For me, it's my wife. I have said it before. So don't be afraid to lean on anyone that can help you when you need to. It can be your friends, your partner, your kids, just somebody that gives you that support, And they will show their support the right way. You're going to feel better when you talk to them. Second, practice mindfulness. Techniques like meditation and deep breathing can help you stay grounded and manage stress. These practices allow you to be present in the moment and reduce anxiety, which is great. Third, set realistic goals. Oh yes, you have to do this because healing takes time. So set small, manageable goals for yourself. Celebrate your progress, no matter how minor it may seem. Each small victory brings you closer to your ultimate goal of healing. And lastly, stay committed to your healing journey. Because there will be days when it feels too hard, but don't fucking give up. Remember why you started and keep pushing forward. Your future self will thank you for the effort you put in today. And I just want to tell you that I believe in you, just like I believe in myself. I've seen people do this that have worse trauma than I had, and they've been able to do this. I believe in your strength. I believe in your resilience and your ability to overcome. You have the power to transform your trauma into triumph. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Take each day as it comes and keep moving forward. Remember, you're not defined by your trauma. You're defined by how you rise above it. Embrace the journey, learn from it, and use it to become the best version of yourself. You've got this. Go out there. Tame those demons. Heal that trauma. And change your life. Thank you for joining me today on the Bad Influence Podcast. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who might need to hear it. Together, we can create a community of strength and support. Stay badass, stay resilient, and keep pushing forward. Until next time, have a great day.